and then the Titanosaur will break down whatever's in front of it. They're pretty nasty. And they're hard to kill. Even a Gigasaur wouldn't be able to take it down. A pack of Gigasaurs could. Let's see. I guess it would depend on the level of the Titanosaur. But at level 1, it's got 230,000 health. Playing solo. Because I wanted the solo settings and everything. So, which basically solo settings allow you to have higher melee damage. Because you're making up for somebody else not being there. So, we got fog again? Look at all that metal that's right here. Yeah, we're building a base over here. That's real. We're keeping this, though. This is a perfect little hideaway for when we want to come and do this dungeon. And again, we need our Argentavis protected while we're in the dungeon. So that's what this little thing does. Because again, not everything... I don't think any alphas spawn around here. And so, stone pretty much can't be killed. Except for by alphas and really big things like Titanosaurs and Gigasaurs and stuff like that. So, it's one of those very nice... The stone will keep you pretty protected. And I think it looks better. Can we get above the... That's a wicked fog. I'm saying. I like the fog mechanic in this game, though. It would definitely... I could see it really... Like, if you were a tribe attacking another tribe, and a fog rolled in, like, or you timed it where you hit when the fog rolled in, man, that would be epic. So yeah, I really like it. I mean, I don't like it because it's, single player and I have to deal with it, but again, pros and cons. But yeah, Ark seems to be a lot friendlier than it used to be. We're already level 103. We're about 16. Well, what do we be? 16. 24 hours in total. I think is what we're going to be at the end 23, 24. And yeah, already level 103. We're cruising. We got some pretty good tames. I have all the tames that I want or that I need. So I have a Ankylosaur, I have a Dododicarus, I have mammoths, I have my Argentavis, I have my Sabertooths. The only thing I'm missing now is when I start building for the end game and doing bosses. So, though I have a feeling we're gonna have to drop. We're gonna have to do another run to. When we go down and do the southern cave. I think the southern cave you can have. It's more pet friendly than like the snow cave that's over there. That is not creature friendly. It's very, very close quarters. I mean, it's fun, but we're gonna need powerful weapons to tackle that one. Only because I'm not as good as, like, some people can do it without batting an eye, and kudos to that. That's impressive. Just not one of those people. Okay. So pretty good haul, all in all. This is why we go into it, right there. That amount of chitin. That's why we do it. And we got some titanium. Some Titanoboa venom, which is pretty nice. Because we're going to need that stuff for when we do the harder levels of... So there's, in this game, there's... It's hard to... There's... When you hit the end game, there's a total of 4 bosses. There are 3, let's say, preliminary bosses, which I won't spoil anything for those that have never seen it or don't know what the 3 preliminaries are. And then there's 1 final boss, and each one has 3 different levels that you can fight them on. Each requiring, you know, stronger dinosaurs, really, to be honest, and a more diverse team. Like, some of the preliminaries you can get away with not having a very diverse team with the proper setups, but you would need to have something that you'd have to have pretty good teams. You'd have to have pretty good T-Rexes. And unfortunately, that's why I never... on the island, I never build or tame a Gigasaur. It's because you can't bring them with you into the boss arenas. So for me, it made no sense to do that. Some people still. And again, I'm playing PvE, not PvP. If you're playing PvP, you build gigas. And that's what you do. Only 1? 7. 10. We need, okay, 12. Okay, that's good. So the way it works in this game is you have to knock them out and then feed them. And then it takes so long based off of the level of the creature and the type of creature till you get it. And you have to use different taming stuff. So, like, obviously there's carnivores and herbivores. You know, for the herbivores, Majo berries are what you want in order to... it's like the lowest level you want to go. For carnivores, obviously it's raw meat. But as you get farther into the game, and we're just not there yet. We could be there, I'm just choosing not to be there. I need more wood. Eventually you make kibble. It's called kibble. And so what basically happens is, or what you need is the different, let's say, rarity, or the different the better. Oh boy, I'm gonna butcher this. Yeah, thank you. The better the quality ingredient you use to tame, the faster it is to tame something. So, for it just like the better types of tranquilizer you use, the faster you bring them down. So, for instance, so I can explain it in in a little bit better terms, right? A T-Rex, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, at level 1, if you were going to tame it, right? Under the worst conditions, you would use cooked fish meat, which is the worst thing that you could use. And it would take you 45 minutes to tame them. Yeah, level 1 T-Rex. T-Rex removal. On the flip side, if you use exceptional kibble, which is the top tier, it takes 6 minutes 24 seconds. So the difference between times is 45 minutes versus 6 minutes and 24 seconds. Also, to knock a level 1 T-Rex out, right? I'm not going to talk about hitting them with a stick or the slingshot, but just shooting him with trank arrows, which is the kind of the real first trank that you get, takes 18 trank arrows to knock out a level 1 T-Rex. You need 4 of the best ones. So, how's that compared to something at the highest level, right? At the highest level, right? If you use cooked fish meat to tame them, it would take 5 hours and 24 minutes and 30 seconds. So 5.5 hours to tame a level 150 or 150 T-Rex using cooked fish meat, which is the worst. Using exceptional kibble takes 36 minutes. So you're shaving 5 hours off the time. Again, using the basic bow and arrow trank dart takes you 172 shots versus the top end 35. So yeah, using those top tier stuff is it's a necessity. But that's how you do it. And so basically what you're going to do is we're going to be knocking out a mammoth or something up north once I get the building supplies that I need. But basically, we're just going to run up to it and shoot whatever I'm grabbing in the face until it goes to sleep. And then we're going to throw... Is that metal right there? No way! Is there more of it than just that? You know, I was looking for metal around here. This is the new metal veins. I don't like them. They are hard to spot. The old ones were really easy to spot. And I like that. Yeah, pretty much. And then you can use narcotics when they're already passed out. You can put it in their inventory and force feed them to make sure they stay asleep. And so what'll happen is, and what does happen on bigger servers, or like on like official servers and stuff like that, somebody will start taming something, and either one or two things will happen, right? If whilst you're taming a dinosaur, another dinosaur or player comes and attacks it, you lose the bonuses. So when you tame a dinosaur, based on your taming effectiveness, you'll get a percentage, I think it's 10%, something like that, of their level as bonus levels. In practical terms, the level 150 T-Rex, perfectly tamed, will come out at 225, level 225. Which is obviously, 75 levels ahead of the max level of dinosaur on the server. Barring dungeons. Dungeons are allowed to go time. So, you want that taming bonus. However, if they're attacked whilst they're being tamed, they lose taming efficiency. Also, It is not. I mean, we had our level 120 Argentavis die. We went to go get iron and came back, and 2 Carnos killed it. That's probably true. But yeah. So taming's a little... And then you get into breeding, and there's a whole thing for this game. But taming effectiveness will go down over time too, right? So the longer you take to tame something, the less of a taming bonus you're going to get. So you want to make sure that you're using the best things possible, especially on official servers. Because they're using default settings or hard settings, so it's a lot harder. We have actually on the medium settings. It seems like they boost up the time, so it doesn't take as long. We've been really fortunate with not having to worry about it too much, which is a big difference than original. But yeah. Oh, there's more crystal back here. Well, at least we don't have to go far for crystal. We like to call it crystal. Alright, we gotta get... how much wood do we have? Alright, we're okay. Right. So yeah. And then, like I said, once you get into breeding... It becomes a whole different ballgame. So the way levels work in this game, right? Whether it's a wild dinosaur or a tame dinosaur. Oh, there's a megalodon out there. Just chilling like a villain. Is what happens is every creature starts at level 1. And then every time they have a skill point put in, they go up a level, right? So 150 wild T-Rex has 149 stats randomly allocated to his stat sheet. So when you start looking into, like, let's say, once we start looking for breeding and building top end, or looking at top end stuff, you need to find creatures that complement each other, right? So, what's the best way to explain this? So, like, let's say my 2 mammoths, right? Mammoth, this will be, my albino one will be A, that guy will be B, right? Let's say when this guy was getting his levels put in, right, he got more into weight, right? More of his points got randomly put into weight, right? Than this guy, right? Maybe he got more points randomly allocated to health, right? When you breed them, there is a 70% chance that they will get the higher stat. Right? So let's say they get that higher stat. Bred dinosaurs, in theory, it would never happen this way, but let's take it to an extreme, because the game would never allow it. But let's say you had... I forget how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say you had 6 dinosaurs, and all 149 of their points were put into different stats, right? Hypothetically. Would never happen, but let's just say. So you're going to start off with your 1 level, which doesn't count, because it doesn't give you a skill point, but... So you have 149... times 6, plus the 1 level that you get automatically, which means your dinosaurs can start at level 895. in theory, is the highest level you can reach with a dinosaur. Now, granted, that would never happen. I don't think there's ever been a dinosaur that rolled 100% of its stats into 1. It just would not happen. But when you're breeding, that's what you have to look at. And it's all based off of wild stats. So, like, and that's what it gets, that's where it becomes an issue, right? So, you can theoretically put in, I think all dinosaurs level up 72 levels. So you get 72 levels on each one of your dinosaurs. That's the max. So whatever their level is, plus 72, right? But let's say you wanted to get more out of your stuff that you're not paying attention to. You couldn't dump 72 levels and then breed it. It's not. It won't take into account those 72 levels. It only will take into account what stats it had in the wild and what it got for being tamed, and that's it. So again, like I said, it's one of those things that. All right, we need 7 more scenes. 7 more ceilings and 12 more. But that's a very basic look at Ark breeding in training and stuff like that. Very brief. People have dedicated way more hours than I have, and I mean way more hours than I have, just studying the breeding and the taming. And I think theoretically 225, which is the max. So if you have a 150 dinosaur with 100% taming efficiency, 225 is what you get. But I think I don't know about Ark Ascended, but if you're playing on just default settings, right, nothing... Uh-oh. I took all my stuff away before I finished crafting. 7... 5... I think 225 is impossible. 224 is the max you can get in a normal... Like, if you didn't mess with any settings. Obviously, if you mess with settings, everything's up in the air. But, on just default settings, 224 is the best you can get. So, actually, then I made a mistake. That's not the right highest level. That'd be 223 levels times 6 different stats plus your 1. So theoretically, you can get up to a 1339. That would be a god on the server. That would be better than bosses. If you could put 1339 points in. Plus 72 levels, because you get the level. So 1417. 1417 is the max you can possibly... is the impossible tame. Why are you not lighting? Why do I keep not lighting this fire? I don't know. I find that weird. You carry all this and me and the Ankylosaur? Bet you can. So, you know, knowing that 1400 is the max that you possibly get. 248s and 266s are considered high-end dinosaurs. I don't even know what the highest I've ever seen. I think... Yeah, I was just trying to think in my head. About, I would say about 250. No, not 250. Yeah, about 300. I was trying to think about it. I had to do some math in my head. It's been a while since I've seen anything that big, but I'm pretty sure I've seen about right around 300s. Probably a little less. And that's getting high rolls in everything. And it was a bred, like it was not a normal creature, it was a bred creature. Purple drop, never mind. Go back. I need my purple drop. But we have hit break time, everybody, and this is the final break of the night. So let's get up, use the bathroom, grab something to drink, do what we got to do. And we're back in 5.